And here we go with perhaps the most challenging part of the game for this particular kind of run, and that is the Four Kings. I recruited Patches to buy the Mask of the Child, and then actually did some armor optimization for this fight, which turns out to be just the stone armor chest piece. It was a little silly. So I was very afraid of this because in the Undead Wario runs of the game, the Four Kings represent a very specific challenge. A challenge this kind of run of the game sort of just subverts just by being able to wear armor and have a good shield. So our damage is minuscule. We are doing 50 damage per hit. And my go-to strategy for the Kings, basically regardless of what build or circumstance of a particular run of the game is just stand in front of them and tank hits, and then because it's just a damage race. Some of the attacks can be more easily avoided than that. I should be avoiding the diagonal slash ones because you don't even have to dodge roll for it. You just have to walk. But like the horizontal slash, like you just have to do that. So that should have missed. But the horizontal slash is very, very punishing if you try to roll through it and mess it up. And there's me escaping the grab. Very important to because the grab is actually a good move once you know how to escape it, because it makes one of the kings, it makes the king you're interested in isolate himself, makes him move a long distance, so that maybe you can get away from the other kings. And that's the first king down, slapping at him to try to get more hits in. And while I was doing that, the other king snuck up and grabbed me. We haven't gotten to the point where the King's Enrage mode happens, where eventually, once the kings get to low enough health, they'll stop one-on-oneing you and will start just ganging up on you and going towards your location to attack you. I don't know at what point that happens, but the point at which it does happen is basically awful. And then here's me realizing that if I'm not going to dodge, I should just heft up. So I put on the more heavy armor. I don't know if I should have put on hovels or stone armor. I didn't know which one gave me medium roll. I think if I had put on hovels leggings, I would be in fat roll. So the magic attack's rather annoying to dodge too, because you can't really dodge, you just have to block it. Didn't get a whole lot of the laser beam attack, which is similarly annoying. So got ganged up there a little bit, but was able to recover using the power of Estus. So the main benefit of putting on this extra armor is actually going to be the poise. Being able to poise through attacks while still getting damage in lets me, because when there's this many kings on you, which it might be now that the Enrage mode starts, dodging, like you're going to the attack you dodge is just going to lead you into another attack. And that's where the challenge of the Undead Wario version of this comes from. It's for like managing where you're dodging to so that you aren't rolling into another attack as you avoid one. Whereas here I can just sort of tank it because I'm wearing like the stone armor with Hovel's gauntlets, using grass and grass crest and Mask of the Child to offset the fact that the stone armor tanks your stamina regeneration. So we've basically seen everything the kings can do by now, except we haven't seen. Okay, there's the homing lasers. We haven't seen the beam slash attack. 4 damage. That's what we get without the resin. Yeah, this fight has always been just secretly a damage race where you have to just be able to out damage the kings, but really you can't. So it becomes being tougher than the kings. And the kick, yeah, the kick comes out. So after I realized that the stone armor setup like sort of removed the difficulties of this fight, it was a little disheartening. I'm glad that Gwyn put up a good show too. I didn't even feel like this was that bad. This is a first try boss fight. Like, didn't actually die against the four kings. I died several times against Quelag and died many stupidly times against the Asylum Demon because I tried fighting it without getting Estus or getting a shield. But most of the fights went really well. Like Ornstein and Smo was second try. Nito was first try. Bed was almost first try, but I slipped up once and died, which is what happens in Bed of Chaos. Seats went first go. Seats was not that big of a deal. And there were the Four Kings, the so-called boogeyman of the run. And in trying to switch to my grass there, I accidentally swapped off my weapon, so my resin wore out. And of course the king decides it's just going to keep doing the blast attack because it's annoying. Yeah, see, usually I walked too far to the right. I walked to the right too early, but often you can just walk to the left and avoid that attack entirely. And there we go. And that is the Four Kings using the straight sword hilt. Not as bad as the Undead Wario run, but still kind of nerve-wracking at times.